Structure of an atom. This is a topic which is taught in classes 7 and 8 in both ICSE and CBSE. So today I am going to teach you this lesson of chemistry. I'll explain you what an atom is, what does it consist of, what are subatomic particles, and all related to it. This is Kanchan in your channel Kanchan Makes Learning Easy. So let me tell you what an atom is. An atom is the smallest particle of a chemical element that can exist. जब भी हम किसी एलिमेंट को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं उसके सिंबल से, like we write Na for sodium, okay, then H for hydrogen, then K for potassium, or O for oxygen. So these are the atoms. Atom is the smallest particle that can exist. Whereas in non-metals, generally in gases, we write H2. In gases especially, we write H2O2. So these are the molecules, not atoms. But the single representations of metal as well as non-metal or gas, it is actually the atom. So atom is the smallest particle of a chemical element that can exist. Now, what are these atoms consist of? Atoms are composed of smaller particles called electrons, protons, and neutrons. These particles are called subatomic particles. Let me tell you first, there was a time when atom was defined by different scientists, okay? And they said atoms are indivisible, means it cannot be divided further. But when the modern atomic theory came into existence, it was defined that atoms actually are made up of subatomic particles, which are electrons, protons, and neutrons. So these three particles are present inside an atom. Electrons have negative charge, they are negatively charged particles. Protons are positively charged particles, whereas neutrons have no charge. So an atom consists of three different particles, that is protons positive, electrons negative, and neutrons no charge, neutral. Now, an atom is electrically neutral as number of protons is equal to number of electrons. So what we have to remember is, in an atom you will find equal number of protons and electrons, that is equal number of positive and negative particles. And what happens? These counterbalance each other. Positive and negative are opposite charged particles and they counterbalance, due to which an atom is electrically neutral. Or neutrons, because it does not have any charge, so it does not play any role for any electrical charge in an atom. Now I can show you with a small diagram. That is an atom, and there is a nucleus inside an atom. Inside the nucleus is proton plus neutrons present inside the nucleus, whereas there are orbits or shells around the nucleus in which electrons are present. The same way planets revolve around the sun, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. Okay, so the protons and neutrons are located in the nucleus. Due to protons, nucleus is positively charged. Now let me explain you why the nucleus is positively charged. Because the presence of neutrons does not make any difference. Because protons are present in the nucleus and they are positively charged, whereas neutrons are of no charge, so automatically the nucleus is positively charged due to the presence of protons. Electrons are located outside the nucleus, and protons plus neutrons constitutes the mass number, whereas protons is equal to the number of electrons and number of protons is actually the atomic number. So if you have atomic number 6, that means you have 6 protons and 6 electrons in an atom, okay? But if you have 6 atomic number and mass number 13, then it shows that 6 protons and 6 plus neutrons is equal to 13. So how many neutrons are there in an atom? 13 minus 6, that is 7 neutrons present in the nucleus. Okay, so mass number minus atomic number gives us number of neutrons. I want to show you a small, very small diagram containing a nucleus like this and orbits or shells around it, which constitutes electrons. Okay, and inside the nucleus there are number of protons and number of neutrons. I hope you like this information. I hope you like this online session. I'll explain you the electronic configuration of electrons also, but that in my next class. Thank you so much for watching.